Hey guys, welcome to Cinebounce. Today I'll be walking you through how my team did this week, round 8. It has come and it has gone. My boys managed to just fall short against the much better Port Adelaide side. Our key defender stocks well and truly absolutely getting decimated left, right, and center, but it's okay. The team, my team, Cinebounce Joe, we are moving up the ranks slowly but surely. It hasn't been a very fast ascension, but we sort of knew that was going to happen because of the strategy that we took into this week. I was just simply hoping that if we managed to match all the other players that decided to upgrade last week with a double downgrade this week, if we can get around that ballpark figure whilst also building up cash in the bank, then we're going to be in a great spot. And this is how we did. Let us have a look. And we ended up scoring 24-27 this week. I'm actually wrapped with this score. It is very good. We've climbed up another 5,231. We're now just outside the top 10,000 rank, which is, like I said, it's a slow comeback. We were freaking 86,000 rank at one point. So we are slowly but surely making our way back up, and we're now top 6% overall scoring with our 17,500 and 12.843 team value. But this is actually not taking into account how much money we got in the bank, which is $220,000. So that was a very positive score, I reckon, with this much money in the bank. I'm actually wrapped, to be completely honest with you, and also with unfortunately Ridley getting concussed with a dog scumbaggy off the ball hit by Rioli Jr. Oh, Willie Rioli, you are a flog to leave West Coast after all they did to keep you and to support you and to cuddle you. You're a flog for leaving, and you are now even more of a flog for doing this off the ball hit. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I really hope you have a nice lengthy holiday and you think to yourself, gee, I'm a shit human being. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It might be a bit harsh, but from what they did, what West Coast did to cuddle him and to get around him and to support him and for him to treat them that way, obviously, of course, it's his right. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. The same way he can shepherd, but should he have shepherded in that way, leaving the ground to shepherd like that? You don't see that happening. Absolute dog of an act. Dog of an act. So Rids, unfortunately, only cops an 18, gets concussed, is going to miss next week, and we've got bloody Brisbane Lions next week, and our key defender stocks, as I've said, are already shot to bits with Laverty out as well. So, gee, yeah, Joey Danaher, Hipwood, Gunston, they're all licking their lips, man. I can't believe it. But yeah, so look, for him to have an 18 concussed and to still score over 2,400, which is very good. Missed out on the Bontempelli captain. I had Clary. So to still score that much, I'm very happy with it. And all in all, Dawson with a 122 gun. This guy's a superstar, without a doubt. Looks like he's shoring his D1 status. Day costs 81. To be honest, I didn't watch the game. I was out. I was out at the shops all day today. Barely had time to watch our game in between being out at the shops. So look, 81 points. The kid's human, but from what I could read, they put a lot of effort and a lot of attention into him, and that's what the best teams are going to do. Not every team is capable, though, of doing that. The Sydney Swans are a very powerful outfit. Tom Stewart, 99. The guy is so good. He's an absolute gun. It sucks they didn't hit the 100, but you sort of expect this to be his floor, to be honest. He is that good. I have no regrets picking Tom Stewart. Will Day, look, I've brought him in and he hasn't cracked the ton for me just yet, but it almost seems like he's so close to doing it. Things just haven't gone his way upon his return. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sold on this pick in the first place. Let's just hope that things can turn for him. Reds have touched on it. Charlie Constable, another over 30 disposal game in the VFL on this weekend, and the man still cannot get called back. I don't know what you have to do, Charlie. I really don't know what you have to do, man. Like, I don't know what you've even done. What have you done at this point? I was feeling sorry for you, but now that I think about it, what have you done, man, in order to get yourself so heavily cemented in Stewie Dew's bad books. Unbelievable. Wilmot 50, Chincotta 70. Back in Chincotta to beat Wilmot every day of the week. And that's exactly what he's on by a fair 20 points. So on your Chincotta, great pickup you were on the weekend. And Wilmot, your time is close to coming, man. Your time's almost here. Bond 164. Bont is Bont. Clary 136. Clary is Clary. Green, man, that last quarter was insanely good by Tom Green. Almost single-handedly willed them over the line. Beautiful, beautiful scoring. Very happy we held on to him. Connor Rosie, he had a really shocking start to the game, as did Port Adelaide in general. But as we had to, unfortunately, he once again shuffle the deck to cover for an injured defender. This is now another week where we've had to do that. We had to do it against Collingwood on Anzac Day. We've now had to do it against Port Adelaide, and it just changed the entire complexion of our team setup. And congratulations, Rosie, for cashing in. Cogs 79. I think with King Toby Green out of the team, it probably forced Cornelia to play more forward, so I can expect a bounce back from him. Hopper 111, beat up on West Coast. Congratulations, get some more cashing going. Setterfield, Settergoat, Setterchick, as people started calling him these days. Look, I held on to him. I was hoping that he would have a better score. It almost seemed like he's playing better on the wing. But yeah, well and truly, the time is gone for Setters to go. I was hoping that he could bounce back for us. And I'm thinking against Port Adelaide, he would have a decent matchup. But yeah, it just seems that we're putting more responsibility on Stringer to play in that midfield as that big body bursting out of the stoppage. So yeah, Setterfield, you're not entirely what I hoped you were going to be. But look, you made me some money from the start of the year, and you have been fairly decent on field as well. You brought me some joy along the way, but I think the time has come for us to part ways. Ashcroft with the 37. Look, it's shit, right? You can't. There's no other way to go about it. For a full game to score 37, that is atrocious. But when you look at who is playing next week, an absolutely decimated Essendon side, look, and playing at the Gabba as well. Look, hold on to him for another week. But I think Wilmot and Ashcroft might be in my trade plans for next week. Hollands are 51, Baker are 50. These rookies, I swear, they seem to be good friends. They score fairly similar every week. And their cash gen is also coming to an end too, very close. But I think I might just have to hold these guys. They got the last bye. They're in their team's best 22. They're both playing every single week. I might just have to hold these guys, to be honest. Play on and have them be covers during the buys, because they do have the last buy. So you go around 12. They can cover. Cogs should hopefully be somewhere here. Round 13, they're playing. Obviously, it's very full. Round 14, they can cover. And then in round 15, I think by this point in time, we'll have the mid-season draft players, rookies beyond the bubble. So it'll be perfect time in order to get these guys flipped at that point in time. Marshall, the 107, he rolled his ankle and was on the bench for quite some time in the last quarter. So still right on his average of 107. This guy, Samson Ryan, look, this was a play. And I'm so happy that I did this play. My word, I love Samson. Samson is my boy, my son. He's done such an amazing. He has saved my season. I banked on him. I hoped that he would do what he's done for me. He has been terrific. I had Grundy here, traded him out. He scored a 71. Grundy scored an 82, I think. So for someone who's 250, it was like half the price, less than half the price of Grundy at that point. He basically matched him points for points. And then this week, 104. 104 for my boy Samson Ryan. And when you look at what Grundy had scored this week, Grundy scored 60. 60. So I have netted, so basically 40 points and then 10 points. So I've netted 30 points on having Samson Ryan be at R2 compared to having Grundy there. It was a great move. I've gained points, and it also allowed me to do a double upgrade and to get both Cogs and Day into my side, Samson Ryan. And even more importantly, he had a negative 10 break even. and then he scores 100 over 100. His break evens out is again -4. He's making us bank, ladies and gentlemen. He is going up and up and up. And this cash gen is so vital. If he just goes on 70s, by the time he hits his buy, it'll be 360, 370K. That will be close to 400. That is beautiful, Samson Ryan. That is a beautiful thing. Excellent. Cash is king in this game. And that's probably the big thing that I'm happy about with my team thus far. The cash gen. Wilmot, Chincotta, Hollins, Baker. I think Wilmot and Ashcroft will both be gone next week. But Ryan making me cash. Sam Simpson was big to bring in. Jameis Mitchell, Chandler. These rookies are giving scores and they're also making money. So I'm really happy with these guys as they're going. Timmy T, he was my VC, 118. I like to go 120 plus personally, and he didn't get it. And I was very confident that Clayton Oliver in dewy conditions on the Gold Coast would score better, and that he did. Dunks with a 149. That was the Dunkley of old, playing at Marvel Stadium, where he's played so many games, and he, as a Bulldog, he goes back and absolutely puts on a clinic, getting intercept marks as well. Superstar. Sable, where the fish has this been? I don't know how this guy is not 100% owned. Jack Zeeble, from having concerns that is he going to play or not, to scoring 179. What an insane week for Jack Zeeble. Errol Goulden also had a tear against the Pies. Sensational stuff. Shazel, for all those people who had doubts about him, don't doubt the man. He is a premium. Chandler with a 57. So glad I got Chandler. He's doing great things. 57. Obviously, it's worse than Simpson, but Chandler still he's in there. He's entrenched in their best 22. That goal where he busted out of a tackle, snapped on the left foot, that was beautiful. And his break even is still only 42. So Chandler, absolutely sensational. No regrets picking him. Sam Simpson, he busted his butt. He had a massive second quarter, which is where almost all of these points came from. But look, you got to take it. Still low break even. I think he's well and truly got that role with Gary Rowan and Tyson Stengel out. So on your Sammy Simpson, great acquisition, and Mitchell with a 54 wasn't sub this time. So this is the team. Like I said, I'm very happy with how things are going. Unfortunately, because of Willie Rioli's dog of an act off the ball concussing Ridley, he has dropped a lot more money than I was anticipating that he was going to drop. And unfortunately, it means that the big boy plays that I was hoping to make this week probably aren't on the cards. But what I'm probably looking at doing, so he has to go. Reds has to go, unfortunately. And so look, it's been a pleasure having you, but you've got to go as well. And I can't get away. As much as I love Samson Ryan, I know that I can't keep getting away with having him at R2. This rookie cannot. I was lucky that Soldo was Soldo was taken out again, and he was up against BJ Williams. So this isn't something that's going to happen all the time. He's up against Geelong this week, and Geelong are really good at nullifying rucks. They are the second best team in the comp. So, and then the fifth best team against forwards as well. So Samson Ryan, I can't keep getting away with fielding him at R2, and I need to get a ruckman. And as much as I would love to get English, unfortunately, it just eats in, and I can't get anyone worthwhile there at this point. So English is not the play for me. Plus, English still has a fairly high break-in of 156. So English is someone that I've got my eye on still later down the track. What I will actually do this week is I will actually go for someone who has bottomed out, and that's Max Gawn. Max Gawn probably will not get any cheaper than what he's at right now. He's already lost over 100K to get to this point, 512. His break even now is 80, so that's it. He's on his way back up again. In fact, he's already gone up. So I'm not going to get Max Gawn for any cheaper than currently right now, and he's really close to getting forward DPP. I'm hoping that come round 12, he could get forward DPP, and then I can swing him into the forward line, and I can still get English at that point. So Maxi Gorn can come in, and then what am I doing? So I'm sending Z-Ball to the back line, 542k. It's not immense, but what it is it is enough for me to get an Uber Primo in the mids. Now you're probably thinking, who is this Uber Primo in the mids? It is Jack Steele. I know he only scored a 95. He's averaging 92.2 for the year. Nothing insane. But this guy historically is a gun. His break even now is 75 and he's lost money. He has well and truly bottomed out. He's lost 80k. He was already close to being a bargain at the start of the year, but now 80k cheaper for Steele. I think I gotta go from 592. Look, these numbers aren't anything to sing home about, but this was a really rough game. This Marvel North Melbourne first and quarter game was an absolute atrocious game to watch, and LDU also scored an abysmally low score of like in the 40s. So, and yet Steele scored in the 90s. So it was a really bad game for all parties involved, and yet Steele still scored a 95. So I'm actually liking Steele. Plus, I want to get someone that has the round 12 bye because I don't have a lot of players in that bye. As you can see, there's literally nobody there. And so I sort of want to stock up a bit more in that department because come the buys, especially around 15, a lot of these three premiums, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are 7 premiums out of my side. That's probably a bit too many. And then around 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 premiums. So look, I'm not too invested in any one buy, but definitely round 15 is one that I'm thinking very keenly about. And I'm happy to get some players from the round 12 buy. And like I said, these two will hopefully be flipped to people who are on the bubble, who are playing. And so these were my trades, getting Ridley and Setterfield both out for Gaunt and Steele. That's the benefit of having getting 2 rookies in last week as opposed to upgrading last week, because I know I'm not the biggest fan of Weddle, his job security, also his role and his scoring. I'm not the biggest fan of either of these things for Josh Weddle, and his break even is only negative 18. He's got Melbourne this week, so good luck to you, mate. You know, he's scored 38 and 54. So I could see that there was no one on the bubble this week that I really wanted to get in. So I decided to focus last week on getting both Chincotta and Simpson, which I think has worked out really well for me. So, all right. So what we'll end up doing is playing Chincotta on the field because Gold Coast are the second game. They're playing on the Friday night. There's no point looping anywhere, but I'll just do the emergency anyway. But Chincotta is someone who's very safe. And by bringing Simpson now into the midfield, I can actually end up looping him. So I can have Johnson there. And I can chuck the emergency on Simpson. Now, if Simpson scores well against Richmond, I'll just keep Johnson there. But if Simpson doesn't, then I'll probably roll the dice and I'll probably go with Baker and chuck Baker on the field. He's playing against Holland, so this will be a very interesting one. But yeah, this ends up doing it like that. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots on the field still to fill in with players. I've still got my eye on someone like a Darcy Cameron who isn't too expensive, who can fill in that F6 slot, and Chandler is just going up and up and up in price. Ryan up and up and up in price. And my plan next week is hopefully if Ashcroft and Wilmot can both do as projected, or maybe just a little bit more, and Sinclair doesn't go up crazy next week, I'm hoping to get Sinclair in, and then by getting rid of Wilmot and Ashcroft, get Drury in, and bring Ashcroft and send Chincotta here into the midfield all day and get Sinclair. And that will basically finish up my backline. So that's sort of what I'm looking at, guys. The team is coming together. Obviously, it might not be the best team that you've ever seen, but in terms of the cash gen and making sure that I'm playing rookies, I mean, Wilmot, Hollands, Baker, Simpson, Ryan, all these guys are playing. The only ones who are not playing, Constable, who has definitely slept with someone related to Stewie Jew. There seems to be no denying it. And Madden, who is back to full training, who might be playing, who might actually get a gig this year. So he's back to full training. So a return to AFL footy might not be out of the picture for Madden. So and Johnson should be off his suspension very soon as well. Yeah. So look, that's still serving as a loop. But yeah, no complaints. I don't think I'm fielding any bad rookies either, which is really important. And that is the team. So, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of my team, what you think of my trades. If you have any suggestions for trades that you think might be better for me in my situation, I'm definitely open to taking your advice. Love having dialogue. If you like what you're seeing, please make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. Be much appreciated. And remember, we still have our Monday night live stream, 7:30 p.m. So please, guys, come around, watch that. We have some fun. We talk about the footy, talk about our super coach, and answer your questions. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so that you don't have to. Bye for now. And we'll see